his weak spot is. It's me.
Welcome to Inspire and Success Today. We're counting down our picks for the top 25 most epic fantasy movies of all time.
Most powerful in the universe, at last!
If you want to see epic stories in fantasy worlds, you should definitely watch our picks for the best epic fantasy movies.
Daddy's home.
Yeah.
Can we play with all this stuff?
Before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. Let's start the video now without further delay. Number 25, Lyle Lyle Crocodile, is a 2022 American live-action computer-animated musical fantasy comedy film directed by Will Speck and Josh Gordon.
This isn't happening! Crocodiles don't belong in houses!
The plot revolves around a family in New York City where their struggling son befriends a crocodile named Lyle, who can communicate verbally only by singing. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, praising performances like Javier Bardem's and Shawn Mendes singing as Lyle. But some critics were critical of the storyline. Number 24, Stuart Little. The 1999 film is a live-action animated comedy film directed by Rob Minkoff and loosely based on the 1945 novel of the same name by E.B. White.
Oh, hello. You must be a friend of Snowbell's. I'm Stuart.
Aren't you gonna run?
Why?
'Cause you're a mouse?
The film stars Gina Davis and Hugh Laurie as Eleanor and Frederick Little, a couple who adopt a mouse named Stuart, voiced by Michael J. Fox, as their son. Stuart faces various challenges as he tries to fit into his human family and navigate the world as a small mouse. The film also features Jonathan Lipnicki as George, the Little's human son, and Nathan Lane as Snowbell, the family cat. Stuart Little was well received by audiences and spawned 2 sequels, Stuart Little 2 Inches 2002 and Stuart Little 3, Call of the Wild, 2005. Number 23. Wrath of the Titans is a 2012 fantasy adventure film directed by Jonathan Liebsman and a sequel to the 2010 film Clash of the Titans.
This is it, boy. They've given us a chance.
The movie stars Sam Worthington as Perseus, the demigod son of Zeus, played by Liam Neeson. The film follows Perseus as he embarks on a quest to rescue Zeus from the underworld and prevent the Titan Kronos from being released and destroying the world. Number 22, Mulan. The 2020 film is a live-action adaptation of Disney's 1998 animated film of the same name, which in turn is based on the Chinese legend of Hua Mulan. Directed by Nicky Caro, the film stars Liu Yifei as the titular character, Mulan, a young woman who disguises herself as a man to take her father's place in the Imperial Army to fight against a Hun invasion. Mulan differs from the animated version in several ways, including the omission of musical numbers and the introduction of new characters and story elements. The film received praise for its action sequences, cinematography, and performances, particularly that of Liu Yifei. Number 21, The Little Mermaid, is a 2023 American musical romantic fantasy film directed by Rob Marshall, featuring Ariel, a mermaid princess who longs to explore the human world and falls in love with Prince Eric.
So here's the deal. I'll whip up a little potion to make you human for 3 days. Got that? 3 days.
The film premiered on May 8, 2023. Ariel makes a deal with the sea witch Ursula to become human for 3 days, risking her life and her father's crown. The movie received mixed reviews, but was a commercial success, ranking as the 10th highest grossing film of 2023 and the 7th highest grossing among Disney's live-action adaptations. Number 20, Dumbo, is a live-action adaptation of the classic 1941 Disney animated film of the same name, directed by Tim Burton.
No, not the feather. Your ears. Blow.
He thinks it's a game.
The 2019 film reimagines the story with a mix of live-action and computer-generated imagery. The movie follows a young circus elephant named Dumbo who possesses the ability to fly due to his unusually large ears. However, Dumbo's talent also makes him a target for exploitation by those seeking to profit from his abilities. Number 19, Disenchanted, is a 2022 American live-action animated musical fantasy comedy film directed by Adam Shankman and written by Bridget Hales. It serves as a sequel to the 2007 film Enchanted, featuring returning cast members like Amy Adams, Patrick Dempsey, James Marsden, and Idina Menzel, alongside new additions such as Maya Rudolph and Yvette Nicole Brown. The movie follows Giselle, Robert, and Morgan Phillip as they navigate life in Manhattan and Andalasia, with Giselle seeking a more fairy tale-like existence. Disenchanted received mixed reviews from critics, with praise for Amy Adams' performance, but criticism for not capturing the charm of the original film. Number 18, Underdog, is a live-action superhero comedy film released in 2007. It is based on the 1960s animated television series of the same name, created by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears.
Come on, guys. We're all dogs here. Can't we just work this out, dog to dog?
They're not gonna listen to you, Shoeshine. They're loyal to me.
The film was directed by Frederick Duchow and features a mix of live-action and computer-generated imagery. The story follows a beagle named Shoeshine who gains superpowers after a lab accident. Adopted by a security guard named Dan Unger, Shoeshine becomes the superhero Underdog, tasked with protecting the citizens of Capital City from various threats, including the villainous Simon Bar-Sinister. Number 17, Beauty and the Beast, is a live-action adaptation of Disney's animated film of the same name from 1991, which itself was based on the French fairy tale of the same name by Jean-Marie Le Prince de Beaumont. Directed by Bill Condon.
Actually, Romeo and Juliet's my favorite play.
Why is that not a surprise?
I'm sorry?
The 2017 film stars Emma Watson as Belle and Dan Stevens as the Beast, along with an ensemble cast including Luke Evans, Kevin Kline, Josh Gad, Ewan McGregor, Stanley Tucci, Ian McKellen, and Emma Thompson. The story follows Belle, a bright and independent young woman who is taken prisoner by a cursed beast in his enchanted castle. Despite her initial fears, Belle befriends the castle's enchanted staff and learns to look beyond the beast's exterior to discover the kind heart and soul of the prince within. The film explores themes of love, acceptance, and inner beauty. Number 16, Maleficent, is a fantasy film released in 2014 that serves as a reimagining of the classic fairy tale Sleeping Beauty from the perspective of the iconic villain, Maleficent. Directed by Robert Stromberg and starring Angelina Jolie in the titular role.
My aunt said it was an evil fairy. I can't remember her name. They said it was Maleficent.
The film explores the backstory of Maleficent, providing insight into her motivations and character development. In this retelling, Maleficent is portrayed as a powerful fairy who lives in the magical land of the Moors. She experiences betrayal and heartbreak at the hands of a human who becomes the king of the neighboring kingdom. Seeking revenge, Maleficent curses his newborn daughter, Princess Aurora, with a spell that will cause her to fall into a deep sleep on her 16th birthday, from which she can only be awakened by true love's kiss. Number 15, Hancock, is a superhero action comedy film released in 2008, directed by Peter Berg and starring Will Smith in the title role.
My bad. Everybody all right?
The film also features Charlize Theron, Jason Bateman, and Eddie Marsan in supporting roles. The story revolves around John Hancock, a reluctant superhero with superhuman abilities who has fallen out of favor with the public due to his reckless and destructive behavior. Despite his efforts to protect the city of Los Angeles, Hancock's actions often result in collateral damage and public outrage. Number 14, Sonic the Hedgehog, is a live-action animated film released in 2020, based on the popular video game franchise of the same name by Sega. Directed by Jeff Fowler.
Don't worry, I know exactly what to do.
I was not expecting that. But I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count.
The film stars Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, alongside James Marsden, Tika Sumpter, and Jim Carrey. The plot follows Sonic as he teams up with a small-town police officer named Tom Wachowski, played by James Marsden, to stop the evil Dr. Robotnik, portrayed by Jim Carrey, from capturing Sonic and using his super speed powers for nefarious purposes. Along the way, Sonic and Tom embark on a road trip adventure to retrieve Sonic's lost rings and evade capture by Dr. Robotnik. Number 13, Cats and Dogs, is a family comedy film released in 2001, directed by Lawrence Guterman.
You! Tell me, is the game afoot?
Yes?
Why is the game afoot?
I mean, no. Ah, excellent.
The movie presents a secret war between cats and dogs, with each side employing various spy tactics and advanced technology to gain the upper hand in their ongoing conflict. The film features a blend of live-action and CGI animation to bring the animal characters to life, along with a mix of humor and action suitable for family audiences. Cats and Dogs received mixed reviews from critics, but found success at the box office, leading to the release of a sequel, Cats and Dogs: The Revenge of Kitty Galore, in 2010. Number 12, Cinderella, is a live-action adaptation of the classic fairy tale of the same name, released in 2015. Directed by Kenneth Branagh and produced by Walt Disney Pictures.
I'm all right, but you've nearly frightened the life out of him.
Who?
The stag. What's he ever done to you that you should chase him about?
I must confess I've never met him before.
The film stars Lily James as Cinderella. The story follows the familiar tale of Cinderella, a kind-hearted young woman who lives with her cruel stepmother and stepsisters after her father's death. Despite her difficult circumstances, Cinderella maintains her optimism and kindness. Number 11, Tom and Jerry the Movie, is a live-action animated hybrid comedy film released in 2021 based on the classic animated characters created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. The film is directed by Tim Story and stars Chloe Grace Moretz, Michael Pena, and Colin Jost.
Moving north, I'm moving toward the door.
With the titular characters of Tom and Jerry appearing in animated form. The plot follows Tom and Jerry as they relocate to a glamorous hotel in New York City, where Jerry takes up residence in the hotel's walls. Meanwhile, Kayla, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, a young woman seeking employment, tricks her way into a temporary job at the hotel, where a high-profile wedding is set to take place. Number 10, Zookeeper, is a comedy film released in 2011, directed by Frank Carracci.
You want to talk? Let's talk.
The film stars Kevin James as the titular zookeeper, Griffin Keyes, who decides to leave his job at the zoo to pursue a career that he believes will help him win back the affections of his ex-girlfriend. However, upon hearing this, the animals at the zoo break their code of silence to help Griffin realize that he is meant to be a zookeeper and that true love may be closer than he thinks. Zookeeper received mixed reviews from critics, who praised the voice performances of the animals and some of the humor, but criticized the film's formulaic plot and reliance on crude humor. Number 9, Hop, is a live-action, animated family comedy film released in 2011. Directed by Tim Hill.
You're really adorable.
The film blends live-action footage with computer-generated animation and stars James Marsden, Russell Brand, and Kaylee Cuoco. Hop received mixed reviews from critics, with praise for its visual effects and Russell Brand's vocal performance as E.B., but criticism for its predictable plot and reliance on juvenile humor. However, the film found success at the box office, grossing over $180 million worldwide. Despite the mixed critical reception, Hop remains a popular choice among families, particularly during the Easter season for its colorful animation, lighthearted humor, and positive messages about following one's dreams and embracing responsibility. Number 8, Alvin and the Chipmunks, is a live-action animated musical comedy film released in 2007, directed by Tim Hill.
Prepare to taste the fury of my vengeance. Don't make me laugh.
The film serves as a modern adaptation of the classic animated series of the same name, created by Ross Bagdasarian Sr. The story follows 3 chipmunk brothers, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, who have a knack for causing mischief. They are discovered by struggling songwriter Dave Seville, who sees their potential as a musical act. Dave takes the chipmunks under his wing, and they quickly rise to fame with their high-pitched voices and catchy tunes. However, as they become more successful, tensions arise between Dave and the chipmunks as they navigate the challenges of fame and the music industry. Number 7, Free Guy, is a science fiction action comedy film released in 2021, directed by Sean Levy and starring Ryan Reynolds.
You should definitely go!
Is that a Glock in your pocket?
The film follows a non-player character named Guy, who lives in a video game called Free City, which is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Guy works as a bank teller and follows a routine life until he becomes self-aware and starts to break free from his programming. With newfound agency and awareness, Guy decides to become the hero of his own story, challenging the rules of the game and embarking on a quest to save his world from destruction. Number 6. Paddington is a live-action animated family comedy film released in 2014, directed by Paul King. It is based on the beloved character Paddington Bear, created by Michael Bond in his children's books.
Shouldn't you be at home?
Oh yes, I should. But I haven't quite worked out how to find one.
Well, where are your parents?
Oh, they died when I was small.
Here we go.
All I have left is my aunt.
And where's she?
Darkest Peru, in the home for retired bears.
Yeah, of course she is.
How did you get here?
The film follows the adventures of Paddington, a polite and kind-hearted bear from Peru, who travels to London in search of a new home. Lost and alone at Paddington Station, he is taken in by the Brown family after they encounter him, with a tag around his neck that reads, "Please look after this bear. Thank you." Paddington's presence brings both chaos and joy to the Brown household as he adapts to life in London and tries to find a place where he truly belongs. Number 5. Slumberland is a 2022 American fantasy adventure film directed by Francis Lawrence and written by David Guion and Michael Handelman.
I'm proud of you. We're gonna make an outlaw of you yet.
Based on the comic strip Little Nemo in Slumberland by Winsor McKay, the movie stars Jason Momoa, Chris O'Dowd, Kyle Chandler, Warush Opia, and Marlo Barkley as Nemo. The film follows Nemo, a young girl who enters the world of Slumberland, a realm between dreams, after her father is lost at sea. In Slumberland, she embarks on a treasure hunt with an eccentric outlaw named Flip, encountering a world of dreams and nightmares. Number 4. Rampage is a science fiction monster film released in 2018. Directed by Brad Payton and loosely based on the video game series of the same name developed by Midway Games. The film stars Dwayne Johnson.
Did I just see you close your eye? I just saw you open your eye. Son of a bitch!
The plot follows Davis Okoye, a primatologist who shares a special bond with a highly intelligent silverback gorilla named George. When a genetic experiment goes awry, George, along with other animals, is mutated into enormous and aggressive creatures. Number 3. The Smurfs 2 is a live-action animated family comedy film released in 2013, directed by Raja Gosnell. It serves as a sequel to the 2011 film The Smurfs and is based on the characters created by Peyo.
Let's go home, everybody!
We still have one small problem. I've only got 5 crystals.
Well, I say, no Smurf left behind.
The film features a mix of live-action performances and CGI animation to bring the Smurfs and their world to life. Neil Patrick Harris and Jayma Mays reprise their roles from the first film as the human characters who interact with the Smurfs. While The Smurfs 2 Inches received generally negative reviews from critics, particularly for its formulaic plot and reliance on juvenile humor, it found moderate success at the box office, grossing over $350 million worldwide. Despite the mixed critical reception, the film appealed to younger audiences and fans of the original animated series for its colorful visuals and lovable characters. Number 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a 2022 action-adventure comedy film based on the Sonic the Hedgehog series and serves as the sequel to the 2020 film Sonic the Hedgehog. Directed by Jeff Fowler and written by Pat Casey, Josh Miller, and John Whittington,
It's over, Eggman.
the movie features characters like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Dr. Robotnik, and a new rival, Knuckles the Echidna. The film follows Sonic and Tails as they embark on a quest to find the Master Emerald before Dr. Robotnik and Knuckles. Number 1. Aladdin is a live-action adaptation of Disney's animated film of the same name, released in 2019. Directed by Guy Ritchie, the film stars Mina Masood as Aladdin, Will Smith as the Genie.
Genie! For my final wish, I wish to become the most powerful being in the universe. More powerful than you!
A lot of gray area in that wish, but, most powerful being in the universe!
The story follows the classic tale of Aladdin, a kind-hearted street urchin who discovers a magical lamp containing a genie who grants him 3 wishes. With the help of the genie, Aladdin transforms himself into a prince in order to win the heart of Princess Jasmine and thwart the plans of the evil sorcerer Jafar, who seeks to seize power for himself. Aladdin received mixed reviews from critics, with praise for its colorful visuals, energetic musical numbers, and Will Smith's charismatic performance as the genie. However, some critics felt that the film didn't quite capture the magic of the original animated classic.